Hello, everyone. My name is Meniyka. Welcome to my channel, Vibrational Sciences, and I'm going to start sharing my mystical experiences. I'm an actualization coach, and a lot of my coaching is based on personal direct experience with the nature of reality. And as my friend coined it, the matrix. I don't call it the matrix anymore because it's really a divine construct. So I'm going to share some experiences from I've been quanta and waveforms. I've had the experience of being the planet. And I think I'll kick off with that experience because it was one of the most profound non-dual experiences. I think this falls in the category of a spiritually transformative experience. It's pretty much like an NDE. Um, I have thousands, like 10,000 hours of meditation under my belt. So maybe that helps with having these kinds of experiences without dying. I've also been projecting out of my body since I was a child. And actually, they were like uncontrollable for the first 3 decades of my life. And yeah, so you can definitely ask for these experiences. And if you ask, it is given. You just got to be in non-resistance. And I'm sure many of you have had your own types of experiences, and I'd love to hear some of them. So this experience happened in the New Year's. It was New Year's Eve, 2020, during the pandemic. I went out to the desert with my partner and we were microdosing. I took probably like zero point 0.1, zero point 0.2 of mushrooms, which is really a small amount. It's just a vibey kind of dose. And at midnight, I walked out kind of away from the crowd and I looked up at the moon. It was a full moon that night, or almost full, just starting to wane. I think the full moon was the day before, maybe on the 30th or 29th of December. And when I did, my consciousness shifted. And this was like a very intense experience of behind the matrix. So it was a non-dual experience, but not from this experience, which I've had before, and I'll delve into that in another video. This was like it was like I was OBEing. I was like out of my body projecting while in my body. So I was in an out of body state, and it was probably one of the deeper out of body states I've been into. So why do I say it was behind this framework? Because I was experiencing source energy that fills the entire experience of our reality as the nuts and the bolts of everything, as every object and every creature, I would even say concepts, the entire thing is like living. And I was also I say electricity, it was almost like, the source energy was like the stream that was moving through everything all at once. And because I was multidimensional, I was able to experience myself as everything all at once, which again, I've had this experience before, but it was very different from anything else because it was definitely in a very deep astral space of energy. Because I could actually feel the currents, like the heavenly currents moving through. I could feel it moving through what I now know are like our chakras moving down. I'd never had a visceral experience of this. And I could feel all of this. It was like an ocean's of worth of currents. And I'm a surfer. So it was kind of like the most massive ocean currents moving through all the back of my spine and being like stepped down. And I could experience all of that and how it was like stepping down through my body. And I could also experience myself as being every blade of grass, every cloud, every gestalt. And I've shared this before on other videos, on other podcasters' videos for interviews. It's like if it's like being connected to every cell in your body empathically and knowing what each cell is feeling, and then knowing what each gestalt in your body is feeling, like every organ system, your heart, your liver, and being that connected to everything. That's what it was like to be this planet, to have the planetary experience. I say planetary experience because I wasn't experiencing myself as the sun or as any other kind of like the solar system or something. It was definitely encapsulated to the biome within Gaia or the planetary sphere that we are currently within. So it was a very It was the most loving experience of my life. It was visceral. To be everyone and everything, all I can say is the only reason this world operates with the kind of negativity that it does is because it is purely powered by infinite intelligence and unconditional love. And the love is tremendous. The well-being is tremendous. And the suffering and the negativity is noted. It is not ignored. It is not spiritually bypassed. It is very much in the mind of the one, but it is so negligible compared to the love and the well-being that is flowing through everyone and everything that I mean I would say it's like 0.00000000001%, and even less than that compared to the love and well-being, to the massive infinite intelligence and well-being of all that is. Why is this experience important? And I could unpack it even more, but and there was so much more to the experience. Maybe I'll delve into that in a minute. Why do I think this is important? Because it demonstrates, at least obviously for me, and maybe for those of you who resonate with this, that this is a matrix. This is a divine, loving reality construct or hard dream, as shamans call it. And to understand this is to become awake in the dream. That is literally designed to support perspectives or actors such as ourselves in attaining mastery over ourselves. And not mastery in some kind of controlling way, but it's like this gentle mastery of self-sovereignty, of not having a sloppy mind, of learning to create in the physical reality or actualize. I'm an actualization coach. This is what I teach and what I coach in to help us to actualize here that divinity, that love in the physical reality. And in the process of doing that, we're pursuing our fulfillment, we're honing our discernment, we're attaining sovereignty because in other realities, in my experience, the reflection is instantaneous. There's no delay. There are no parameters like time or space that hinder you from a direct experience of whatever you're projecting out. So this reality allows for that kind of mastery, and it's not done in one life for most people. It's done over countless lives. You kind of sign on the dotted line and say, yeah, I want to go into this like insane, like renegade reality to attain mastery. I'm going to go in with like and develop a ton of programming, society, family, cultural beliefs, you name it, just stack it on, and incredible trauma and all sorts of challenges. And I will choice by choice develop the potency and self-sovereignty that is required or that I expect of myself, that it has been designed for myself by myself so that I can slingshot into the multiverse and into other dreams that are even closer to the heart of God, because that's like what we're all about. We're all like residing in the heart of God. And I could go into other mystical experiences that back all this up, but of course, these are my personal experiences. Uh, but I think that, when you piece it all together with NDEs and everyone else's experiences, and then just anchoring this kind of information in the collective conscious, I think it just helps everyone raise to this level. So that's just a beginning. This is the first video. In a while, I hope to be more consistent. I intend to be more consistent and share every day a little experience because I'm running on half a century here, and I've had, yeah, half a century's worth of mystical experiences since I was a child. And I would love to share all this with you. And if you're interested in coaching with me or intuitive readings, you can hit me up. I will ask you to write me directly. I will never reach out to you without you reaching out to me first. So if anybody else is doing that, it's not me. And thank you so much. If you like, please subscribe, like, do all the things, and I'll see y'all soon.